Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk, and President Trump is just absolutely amazing. I bought Trump stock today, DJT, on the stock exchange. Any of you guys buy Trump stock today? You know, President Trump is amazing. You know, look at what these people have put this great man through, right? And yesterday morning, call's already coming in. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, what's up, Atlanta?
Nothing much. I was just calling. I saw where you said you bought stock in True Social. I want to know, how did you go about doing it?
Well, I got a broker account, and it's D as in Donald, J as in Trump. J as in John, and T as in Trump. Donald John Trump. So it's DJT on the stock exchange. So if you got a financial account, you can buy it too, man, and own a piece of Trump's company. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I want to get a piece of it too, because I want to buy like $1,000 worth. Yeah,
that's great. Well, good for you. Yeah, buy it quick. It's going up, man.
That's what I know. That's what I want to do it now. Yeah,
like everything else.
I'm calling you because I've been trying to figure out how to do it, and I just saw you on YouTube.
Pretty much anywhere. I mean, I would imagine anywhere you could buy stocks, you can buy DJT. What perfect stock handle there. All right, take care, man. Thanks for the call. Yeah, so Donald Trump, I love it, man. Oh my, look how fast that Trump stock. People are calling me to buy Trump stock. When I live stream, you can call me live on the stream always. The number is pinned at the top of the chat if you want to call in toll free. Yesterday morning, I get off the air at 9, and the bond is due, right? Almost $500 million, and I put CNN on the satellite radio so I could hear what those jerks are saying. And they're salivating on how broke Trump's going to be. And, he's going to have to sell this. He's going to have to sell that. They had one of these idiots on CNN who says Trump, he'll only do a press conference and take questions at an airport if his plane's behind him. This guy, and after today, he's going to be humiliated. And then Trump goes into the courtroom. He walks out. He gets the bond reduced by 60%. And he's got that money on him, right? Because he said he had $500 million in cash, so he could pay that. And then today, his stock goes public, and it's going through the roof. And this country, right now we're in a very bad spot. We have this senile, corrupt old coot, Joe Biden, running this country, selling this country out. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. All Joe Biden cares about are corrupt deals for the military-industrial complex and paying back China for the diamonds and everything they've given him, and setting his loser family up for the rest of their lives. And the American people, he doesn't care about your suffering. And you could tell because under Joe Biden's leadership, the country is just going down the tubes in so many different ways. One of it's financially. And President Trump is a genius. He's a financial genius. He's an economist and a great businessman. And, his stock goes public today, DJT. And I know a lot of you did what I did. I bought Trump stock today, and I'm very excited to own it. And I'm going to hopefully make that a regular thing. I got some extra cash. I'll buy a Trump stock. And I'm going to do that for as long as I possibly can. And the stock is skyrocketing today, and that's not an exaggeration. The Trump stock is skyrocketing because people have confidence in Donald Trump. And the stock market reaction to Donald Trump's stock, it's going to the moon. I mean, it's just up, 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 up. It'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down. That's how stocks do. But you see what's going on today. And that's just not the American people's confidence that are showing. People like me, we're called retail investors. We buy stocks like we buy, go to the store, buy shoes. But the stock is skyrocketing today because the Wall Street has confidence in Donald Trump. And that's what you need to get this country back on track from all this crap that we're going through now. Look at the excitement in this country's financial markets on his stock today. And that's the kind of confidence that Donald Trump brings to the White House. And that's why everyone should be voting for Donald Trump to have his second and non-consecutive term. I mean, this is amazing. So the day starts yesterday with these evil doers, Judge and Goron and the corrupt Letitia James and all the rest, trying to bankrupt Trump. He beats them, and boom, now $6 billion later, here we are the next day, and he's just loaded. Now, this is Fox Business, Stuart Varney, on the Trump stock.
Now, we just, actually, a couple of minutes ago, we did get the latest read on consumer confidence. And what number do you have?
Not good. It was lower at 104.7. This was for March. February was revised down.
See now, this is interesting. Consumer confidence is down, but Trump stock is up. Right? Consumer confidence is down, but Trump stock is up because people don't have confidence and Biden and the Democrats and this corrupt political establishment that are all on the take with the military-industrial complex. They have confidence in Donald John Trump, the greatest president this country has ever had, right? And this stock shows you. I mean, this is like a poll, but better.
0.7. This was for March. February was revised down to 104.8. Present situation, decent. Expectations, falling. So consumers think, looking into the future, the number there came in 73.8 is the level. Anything under 80 signals typically that a recession is ahead. And
so that's kind of bad news. That the
wow. So this is Fox Business. And these are expert financial people. When they say something, they don't just give opinions because their analysis of the markets is their credibility. When you're on a program like this with this girl here, okay? And she is saying there are indicators of a recession with this senile, corrupt, old coot Joe Biden. But the Trump stock's to the moon, baby, because there's confidence in Trump. I'll tell you another thing, too. If this guy was going to prison, if Fannie Willis was going to send him to prison, if that corrupt judge in the J6 case in D.C. was going to send him to prison, if he was going to be taken off the ballot, if they were going to have any success with this crap, if the Republican establishment, never-Trumpers, keep resigning and are going to hand the House over to Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats and then pass some law to try to keep him off the ballot, if any of that was a possibility, the big money guys wouldn't be buying the Trump stock. And I'm here to tell you that I bet you never-Trumpers are buying that stock, too. Absolutely.
Market has taken as good news because it's holding the rally. I guess
we're concerned about inflation, the political environment, and this is coming across most income groups, this dismal feeling.
I want to get back to DJT, as in Donald J. Trump, the stock.
That's right.
It's now up 41%. It's open for trading as of this morning. Listen to what Trump said about it. Roll tape.
Truth Social is doing very well. It's hot as a pistol and doing great. And it's going public. And the New York Stock Exchange wants to have us badly. And I told them, we can't do the New York Stock Exchange. You treat it too badly in New York. We don't want to do the New York Stock Exchange.
See, now, isn't this is absolutely amazing. He has got the best stock on the stock market that he's about to introduce here. And no stock exchange. They steal your crap. Letitia wants to come in and seize your crap in New York. We're not doing anything in New York. This is beautiful. That's a president. Man.
Going public. And the New York Stock Exchange wants to have us badly. And I told them, we can't do the New York Stock Exchange. You treat it too badly in New York. We don't want to do the New York Stock Exchange. Wow. And the people at the Stock Exchange are very, very upset about it. The top person is mortified, can't believe it. He said, I'm losing business because of New York, because people don't want to be in New York. They don't want to be attacked by a thug like this horrible attorney general that we have.
The volume.
I mean, that's just beautiful. You know, and all this talk, Biden's too old because Trump's almost about the same age. It's not that Biden's too old. He's too feeble and senile and out of it. And by the way, corrupt and incompetent and all that too. Age is not the problem. It's cognitive ability, and it's also the criminal nature of Joe Biden. And you see Donald Trump, I mean, my goodness. You know, he's so much older than I couldn't keep up with this guy, with his schedule and what he does. And look at this. This is beautiful.
William there was a little low. In case you missed it, he was saying he's not going to go on the New York Stock Exchange because the New York authorities were so nasty to him in court. He's on the NASDAQ instead. The gentleman on the right-hand side of the screen in the cow jacket is...
Have I seen this guy? Is he the guy at Chick-fil-A where they have their signs up that say, eat more chicken? I don't know.
Got Shellady. Our people, the DJT is way up this morning, 41% higher. Are people buying this company, this stock, because they think it's got inherent value, or because they want to demonstrate support for Donald Trump?
It's both.
You know, I think you're probably onto something there, Stuart. It's probably more of the second thing that you mentioned, because it's going to be hard. I mean, if you look at it in comparison to, say, Reddit or other places, you know, they're not making the money yet. Maybe they do in the future, but it's hard to justify the valuation with what we've seen today. And also, I think that some things take the teeth out of it, too. I don't know if a lot of people look at it this way, but, you know, since...
Oh, man, the guy's wearing a cow jacket. You know, listen, here's the thing about all this with the DJT stock here, which is beautiful. And I'm a proud owner of DJT, of Trump stock. Right now, there's not much there. I get it. But I would expect a video platform, you know, like Tucker's doing on X, on Twitter, something like that. And now we know why President Trump has not returned to Twitter. He had this planned all along. And he will use this to have a platform where he can talk and address the American people with more than just text. There'll be video, there'll be everything else, and there'll be live videos. Believe me, he's got all kinds of plans, and it's a multi-year plan, and he's got very smart people around him. And President Trump knows exactly what it is that he's doing with this stock. And I think it is just as exciting gets. And it's just a little taste of what life in America will be like when we have President Trump back in his second and non-consecutive term. You see the confidence that he brings. This guy's wrong. There's some that you want to buy because Trump, it's Trump's company, yeah. But people have confidence in Trump, okay? And people are buying the Donald Trump stock because we have confidence in him. Look at what he overcame yesterday. They thought they had him on the ropes and were going to take all his money. And he beat him. He beat him big, and then he came back with this the next day. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is the most pro-Donald Trump MAGA place you'll find on any platform, anywhere. I live stream 7 days a week. Make sure you subscribe. And everyone who's already subscribed, please like the video because that helps spread the word as well and grow this great MAGA community. And anytime I live stream, I do take live calls. The toll-free number is pinned to the top of the chat. You can call in about anything that we're talking about on the program, and you don't have to agree with me. You can disagree as well. And if you don't love Donald Trump, I don't understand why, but if you watch me long enough, you will be red-pilled and be on the Trump train before November because you can just see what's going on here. Now, they have... you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Hey, PJ. What's up?
So, I'm noticing a trend now starting today. Yesterday, there was a lot of meltdowns, over Trump, the bond being lowered drastically. And
that hit him.
And then him simultaneously, which weird coincidence, he became a multi-billionaire from the stock. But you know what they're doing now today? It's really funny. They're going, Trump got out of. He seems to be out of trouble with the fraud, the phone.
Yeah. Oh, we lost you, PJ. I think PJ hit the mute on his phone. PJ's a friend of mine, so I'll give him a break. Are you back with us, PJ? Oh, no, we lost the call. The call dropped. I was curious where he was going. He'll probably call back. It is absolutely stunning when they thought they had him beat yesterday. And the whole history of the Trump derangement syndrome sufferers, okay, has been, okay, this didn't work, but this next scheme will work. That's why I've always said that he's the Roadrunner and they're Wile E. Coyote. They have all these political schemes from the Acme political consultant group, and none of them work, and they all fail. And every time one fails, they immediately go on to the next, thinking that's going to work. All right, PJ, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, what they're doing now is they're putting all the marbles. It's unbelievable. A case nobody took seriously because it's completely out of the jurisdiction of New York. The Bragg case, they're saying, yeah, he's got to face Alfred Bragg. There's no escape, you know.
Yeah.
And you know what, even liberals were saying it was a completely lame case, but up till now it's like the crime of the century as far as they're concerned.
The Bragg case, for those of you that don't know, because the media are being very vague about it because they don't want you to know how stupid it is. The Bragg case is this skanky I keep forgetting her name, Stormy Daniels case. And Bragg is charging Trump with federal election campaign violations, right, which are federal crimes. And he is a district attorney in New York, so he doesn't have any authority to prosecute federal crimes. So that's, and I don't care how nasty those judges were yesterday to Trump's lawyers. That's not going to fly. There's no way. Even if they get a conviction, that's not going to fly.
It's so funny to watch them whining today, and then getting some solace out of the ridiculous Bragg case.
And and his stock skyrocketing today. It's like rubbing salt in a wound to these liberals. I mean, they're in shock.
Yeah.
And then he comes out, and he's got the Trump Bible he's promoting with Lee Greenwood.
The Trump Bible?
Well, it's a Lee Greenwood Bible. Lee Greenwood has a Bible that has all our founding documents in it as well, and Donald Trump's promoting it. Yeah. All right, PJ, we're having phone issues today, but I'll see you on the cruise, man. All right, take care. I don't know, PJ's phone is on the fritz. Let me see if I got the Bible announcement. Yeah, here it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me pull this up. This is Trump with his with the Bible.
I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood, who doesn't love his song "God Bless the USA," in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our Founding Father documents, yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul. Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around. Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country, and I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country...
Yeah, he's so... this is amazing. This Lee... I saw Lee Greenwood talking about this online a couple weeks ago. Now President Trump's endorsing this amazing Bible. And, the thing about what he's talking about here, and a lot of you are my age or older, but those of you that are younger don't remember, we used to pray in school. And back in the 80s, the liberals took prayer out of school. The separation of church and state does not exist. That's a liberal creation. That is not in our Constitution. The government can't establish a religion, which means the government can't set up the Church of the United States because, remember, the Founding Fathers were breaking free from England, and they had the Church of England, right? They didn't want to have a Church of the United States. And we used to pray in school. And openly pray in school, not, sometimes before sporting events. But the last time I can remember an open prayer in school, when I was in, I would say 7th grade, which was around 1983, is when they had the barracks bombing in Beirut, when those Marines were killed by those terrorists. And my principal, this was here in Florida, and my principal was a Baptist preacher at the church where my grandparents went. Actually, my great-grandparents. My great-grandparents were alive then, and my principal was a Baptist preacher who was the preacher at my great-grandparents' Baptist church here in Florida. And he came on the PA system and said a prayer, a real prayer, a prayer to Jesus over the PA system in the public school. And then there was a moment of silence for the Marines who were killed at the barracks bombing. And that's the last time I remember a prayer, like a real prayer in school. I don't know if any of you have any recollections of actual real prayers. I remember going to football games, and there were always prayers that were done out loud before that. And one story, I've told this a few times on the program, is when I was in 5th grade, some guys from I don't know who, but they were from some Christian organization or a church. They went to every classroom one by one in my school in 5th grade. This was also here in Florida, and they came to class. They had a box of red letter, which are the best, pocket editions of the New Testament, just the New Testament pocket editions, and they'd come in the class with the boxes of the pocket editions of the red letter version of the New Testament, and they introduced themselves and say, if you'd like to have one of these Bibles, raise your hand. And people would raise their hand, and they gave us a Bible. And they did that in every class, public school. If you did that now, you'd get arrested. And, listen, when they took prayer out of the public schools, I mean, a red letter edition too, huh? Oh, my goodness. That would set off the lefties today. But when they took prayer out of the schools is when these school shootings started, right? We didn't have all these incidents. There might have been some isolated things here and there in the schools, but not like today. And, the communists, they always, communism's religion is atheism, right? The communists don't like the churches because they want to decide what the morality is. They want to be the church. And when they took prayer and Bibles out of our public schools, that's when things went to hell, literally. But anyway, here's President Trump. He's got the Trump Bible here, the Lee Greenwood Bible.
Get it turned around. Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country, and I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country.
That's right.
All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book.
That's right.
This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make America great again is our religion. Religion is so important. It's so missing, but it's going to come back, and it's going to come back strong, just like our country is going to come back strong. In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God.
Yeah, I mean, look at what's going on with this evil Obama-Biden administration that's going on right now. They got Homeland Security arresting Christians because they pray in front of Planned Parenthood. I mean, what the hell's that all about? I mean, how's that even allowed? And it's happened. It's happened. Right? I mean, you want to talk about a violation? That's like what they do in China. They find out someone's got a Bible in their house in China, they get arrested, they bulldoze the house.
We must defend God in the public square and not allow the media or the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and back into what will be again a great nation.
Now, this is so amazing what President Trump just said. Let me just rewind that. This is amazing what he just said.
Our lives and back into
I gotta rewind
the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives. And
we have to bring Christianity back into our lives, he said. Not a generic God. It's really sometimes kind of weird. There'll be like a public function, and they'll bring somebody up of every religion under the sun. They'll have a evangelical preacher, they'll have a Catholic priest, they'll have a Greek Orthodox priest, they'll have a rabbi, they'll have someone from the Church of the Sun and the Moon, and everybody, but it's insane. And usually, when presidents talk about religion, they do it in a generic way because the same God, a generic God. He just said we've got to bring Christianity back. When's the last time a president of the United States said we need to bring back Christianity? He didn't say Judeo-Christian principles or Judeo-Christian values. He didn't say we got to bring God back. President Trump said we need to bring Christianity back. And I'm sure somebody could find something somewhere, but I don't have a memory off the top of my head of any president of the United States in my lifetime saying that way, without it in a generic way. That's pretty powerful. Let me rewind a little bit and watch the rest of it.
Answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God. We must defend God in the public square and not allow the media or the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and back into what will be again a great nation. Our founding fathers did a tremendous thing when they built America on Judeo-Christian values. Now that foundation is under attack, perhaps as never before. What can we do? Stand up, speak out, and pray that God will bless America again. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again. Pray, get educated, get motivated, and stand with me and the legions of Americans asking God to bless our great nation, to bring our great nation back, and to make America great again. I'm proud to partner with Lee in this offering. He's a very special man, both as a talent, but maybe even more so as a human being. He's very, very special. And I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it.
See that? Spread our Christian values with others. And I remember in the first campaign, they were always saying he's not Christian, he's this, money is his God. They were making fun of the way he said books of the Bible, 2 Corinthians. Remember, was it 2 Corinthians he said? They made a big deal about this. CR is a member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Amen. Christians need to pray and stand with President Trump. That's right, CR. And welcome as a member. You get the cool member emojis as well. But there is no doubt, and I don't think in anybody's mind now, that this is a true Christian, that he is talking this way. Let me just rewind a little because I want to hear the end of what the president has to say.
Talent, but maybe even more so as a human being. He's very, very special. And I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it. Let's make America pray again. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
Well, that's amazing. I like God Bless the USA. That's right, Lee Greenwood. Oh man, that is just absolutely amazing. Everything that's happened. And, I was telling my wife yesterday that, all of us have problems and issues and worries and concerns and everybody. It's life, right? And I think about how upset I get, how much I worry, and the things I'm going through are pretty bad to me sometimes, like anybody. What you're going through is bad to you whenever. But none of us have gone through what this guy's going through. A complete, you see these stories when they let people out of prison that have been in prison for a long stretch of time. They find out they were innocent. They're not always innocent, but sometimes they are. And it's a terrible thing to think about, putting someone in prison who's innocent for a crime, and they do a lot. It's a terrible thing. They're trying to put a completely innocent man in prison because he's the leader of the political opposition. The American people love and support this man, and he's winning, and they can't beat him. So they want to put him in prison. I mean, that's just an insane injustice. And you see what they put him through. This is what I told my wife yesterday. I said that he's like Job. The things that they're putting him through. A mortal man would not be able to withstand what he is going through, just what he went through yesterday. And I remember once Eric Trump, this was during the first term, and Eric Trump said that, he says, my dad is at his best when he's down. When things are against him, that's when he really shines. And you see that. Yesterday, they thought they had him bankrupted. They thought they were going to take all of his money. They thought they were going to start seizing his properties. They thought they were going to start seizing his homes. He beat him big. And the next day, he makes $6 billion, and he has the hottest stock in the stock market right now with the Donald John Trump stock, the DJT on the stock exchange. It's amazing. It's amazing what this guy is up against and how he handles it. Now, this is just insane to me. So MSNBC has fired Ronna McDaniel, and NBC News to drop ex-RNC chair Ronna McDaniel after Rachel Maddow and Morning Joe revolt. And maybe I'll play some of that crap of Rachel Maddow and all this stuff. Who do they think they are, these people on the air at MSNBC, to tell their corporate management who they can hire and not hire and put on the air? And, this is the thing. MAGA people, we don't like Ronna McDaniel, okay? None of us like her. She is despised. And I would say Ronna McDaniel is, as far as popularity goes, there's one Republican who is less popular than Ronna McDaniel. You know who that is? See if you guys can let me know. In the live chat, I'm going to tell you, but maybe you can guess real quick. There's one Republican who's less popular than Ronna McDaniel. Not by much. Do you know who I'm talking about? Who? Less popular than Ronna McDaniel. You know who? Mike Pence. Right? Mike Pence is less popular than Ronna McDaniel in MAGA circles, but not by much, right? She is despised. We don't like her. She's fake. She's undermined Trump. She does what she can to lose because she doesn't want MAGA to win. And even a Republican that's despised, MSNBC can't have her on. It's something else, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, she's despised. Yeah, Pence. Yeah, it's Pence. Everybody hates Pence, and she's number 2. Pence is the worst, and she's number 2. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because the Republican establishment, who just lost to Trump bigly. I mean, they just lost totally big time by President Trump and the Trump family taking over the RNC, right? Lara Trump's over there keeping an eye on things. And when the Trump family took over the RNC, that is the official defeat of the Republican establishment. Now, these hangers-on are still around, Way I would describe them is they're like those Japanese soldiers we used to read about in the tabloids in the 70s. They'd find a Japanese soldier in the 70s on some island out in the Pacific, and he thought the war was still going on. Okay, there's a lot of these Republican never-Trumper snakes, Lincoln Project, Paul Ryan types around. Don't get me wrong, they're still out there. They're an insurgency, but they have fallen, okay, with the Trumps taking over the RNC. But even a Republican that's hated like that, MSNBC can't handle her. CR gifted a membership. Well, thank you so much. And Freedom Soup is the recipient of the gifted membership from CR. Awesome, guys. So this bridge collapse in Baltimore, and this is a scary, scary thing. Now, what happened with the ship? Well, we're not going to know for a long time. I talked about it a lot on my stream this morning, so I'm not going to go through it right now. But I think they're too quick just to call it an accident. It's very bizarre. I've seen the video several times. I know a lot of you guys have as well. And a lot of the fact that the media are rushing to a conclusion so quickly is concerning to me. But the guy they got on it, it's going to get all under control. We got Mayor Pete, the Secretary of Transportation,
If an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or that would have been in New York, was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices. I don't think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality, and I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it, which is why the Reconnecting Communities, that $1 billion, is something we want to get to work right away.
Okay. So this was when Buttigieg, boy, what a scary looking guy. Is he scary looking there? Oh my goodness. It's like Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando. Like scary. Can you imagine going into a haunted house and seeing that? Oh my goodness. This is when Mayor Pete was talking about racist bridges. Bridges are racist. And he went on to some strange argument about how the bridges were designed so black people couldn't get to the beach. Bizarreness. And, you know, Baltimore is, the mayor of Baltimore, I saw him on TV today. He looks like he's about 25 years old. You see this guy? He was wearing a hoodie and everything else. He wasn't dressed like a mayor. He should have put on something else. You know, he looked like a kid. Maybe I'm just getting older. I don't know. But anyway, Baltimore is an important, great, historic American city. Of course, it's the Francis Scott Key Bridge, who is the author of our great national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. And Frederick Douglass was a slave in Baltimore, the great Frederick Douglass, who was a Republican. Frederick Douglass was a slave in Baltimore. He was a slave in a house. He was a house slave in Baltimore. If you ever read his book, Up from Slavery, he was in the autobiography of, the autobiography of Frederick Douglass is amazing, and he talks a lot about his time in Baltimore. But that bridge, when you see that ship hit it, now I understand it's a big ship, and it had a lot of weight on it and everything else. But my goodness, it hit the one support, and that entire bridge came down like it was made out of toothpicks. I mean, it's really a disgrace. Now, I'm no engineer. I don't know about building. But should a bridge that's used every day for people to travel on, I got to get Pete off of here. Mayor Pete's scaring the crap out of it. Oh, boy. I mean, I'm feeling like creepy just with him up there on the screen. But are most bridges that weak? Are they that weak? Or is that one of the racist bridges? Because Baltimore is a majority-minority city. You know, and you got to wonder, if that bridge was a bridge that Mayor Pete drove on every day with his family as the Secretary of Transportation, would he allow a bridge that was so brittle to be in existence? Maybe it's one of those racist bridges in a majority-minority city. I don't know. But I do know this, that all this we don't know what happened with the bridge, okay? None of us know right now. It most likely was an accident. And we hope it was an accident, right? We don't want it to be something worse, because that could mean other things. But the reason that so many people like me and many others and you are asking questions about the bridge is because the American people have zero confidence in what the press tell us. If the media reports something, our immediate thought is the opposite is true. And there's good reason for us not to trust the media. And we've also lost confidence in what the government tells us, because the government are liars. I mean, look at this crap they're trying to sell us with Ukraine, for example. You know, and when you have the government and the media today, before the sun is even up, tell us the reason that a bridge collapse was this or that, before anybody's even been there to look at it, gives you reason to pause. Now, you know, our infrastructure is crap. Yeah. You know, our infrastructure is total crap everywhere in this country. You know, here in Florida, my wife and I, you know, we go down to Miami. I-95 in Miami is a series of bridges that go on through all of Miami, and they're so rickety, you can feel them vibrating. They're old as the hills. And every time I go to Miami, I'm expecting a bridge collapse. We had a bridge collapse, remember, a few years back in Miami. And last time, actually, my wife and I, we were down in Miami a couple weeks back, and we were talking about how scary the bridges are in Miami. And I told my wife, I said, yeah, but chances statistically are that if it collapses, we won't be on it because we don't drive on it very much, and which is really a crazy thing. But the reason that our infrastructure is crap is because the people that run this country, the people that run our government, they're all like Joe Biden. They are stealing money. They're stealing money from the government. I bet you the bridges in Ukraine are better than the ones we had in Baltimore there, huh? I bet you they're better than the ones here in Miami. But they're stealing the money. They've got plenty of money, and it's an embarrassment. You know, President Trump in his first campaign, he talked about the conditions of America's airports compared to those around the world. We are a third world country, banana republic, run by corrupt public officials like Joe Biden. Joe Biden is typical of our Washington politicians. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Nick from Baltimore.
Hey, what's up?
About this bridge, well, they're still looking for the 6 workers that, road workers that were on there. And there was a story, and I was watching Jack Posobiec, and he was saying how those 6 workers actually stopped the traffic from getting on the bridge.
Really?
So they saved a lot of lives.
Oh, when they saw the ship, they saw what happened, and they had enough time to do that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
They're heroes.
There was a Mayday that was sent out, and then they stopped. The signs went up. The electronic signs, and they rerouted traffic. But
that's amazing.
They also stopped the cars from coming on that were coming in. Now, what I was trying to get to this morning when I called in was Baltimore's a major seaport, a major supply hub.
That's right.
As is Norfolk, Virginia, and New York, New Jersey. You take any one of those places out, or all 3 of them, the country is shut down. And what I was trying to get at was we're being hit on multiple fronts. We've got the border crisis, where these illegal immigrants are coming. They're not immigrants. They're illegals. They're terrorists, really, attacking the border control agents. We've got that going on.
Yeah.
We've got, in general, this man has wrecked the economy, and this further destroys the economy.
Well, yeah, and and those, by the way, those workers are American heroes.
Right.
The country is under attack on many different ways, whether it's Chinese balloons, the southern border. So when something like this it's probably an accident. I hope it was an accident. But
I hope it was. Yeah.
But because the country is under attack, like this Chinese spy balloon, it did a lot of serious spying and everything else, but it was really a test to see what the American reaction would be, and the reaction was nothing.
As was this attack at the border, by the way.
That's correct. And what Nick is talking about are those organized militia of illegals that attacked the National Guard on the southern border last week. That was a test to see if the soldiers would shoot. That's what I think it was.
Right.
Or could they just overrun them? So when the country's under
correct.
Yeah. So when the country and the cartels aren't stupid, they're military. When an incident like happens in Baltimore happens, I don't think it's out of line to question, was this an attack or was it an accident? When you see what's going on here,
everybody discounts, and I understand where Steve is coming from, but when I heard Steve this morning, everybody kind of discounts, well, it's Baltimore, who cares, because, they think immediately Washington. But when you take it, it's still a major hub, and it's still a big city.
I mean, how many of my Amazon deliveries were on that ship? You know what I mean? What were in those cargo crates? Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that comes through the port. When Trump came in 2017, and they were going to be shipping coal from western Pennsylvania into the port of Baltimore because that's the closest seaport.
Yeah.
So it's a major point of a supply point, and this is ever since. I think my main point here is ever since Joe Biden has become president, we've had the whole world is turned upside down.
That's right.
And if people can't see what's going on,
Israel attacked, Ukraine invaded, America invaded the southern, and don't forget the supply chain issue, right? Remember the supply chain issues we had a couple of years? This. You know, remember the baby formula shortage? I mean, there's been nothing but crisis after crisis. Yeah, and a lot of the crisis, the supply chain, baby formula, this involves supply chain, and these ports. China has a lot of influence in these ports because they're the ones doing all the shipping. You know, and yeah.
In a lot of there was also talk, and I was on X, and I saw it was something I think you retweeted, that this may have been a cyber attack because the power in the ship goes off and then it comes back on, and then it makes that turn into the pylon of the main support pylon of the bridge.
Yeah, and I don't know about shipping and all that stuff. But the power is out on a ship, and they still have control of the rudder like that so quickly, where they're because that ship was, to a certain extent, looked like it was being steered to me right before the collision.
Well, supposedly there's a pilot on there. They bring a pilot on.
Yes.
To guide the thing in, but as it's going out, I don't really understand all of that. But
no, I don't either. Well, hopefully we'll learn more.
Okay.
All right, good to hear from you, Nick.
Take care.
Nick in Baltimore on the scene, giving us a little update. Now, in California, they're just nuts out there. I mean, they're just nuts. Except my daughter who lives in California. She's not nuts. But they're, yes, they have ghosts in California. As you can see here, this man is transparent. Now, Newsom, wants to ban gasoline-powered cars. And I've seen a lot of videos and news stories done in both California and New York about the state of charging stations. And this guy is showing charging stations in California.
We are here at this charging station.
Well, and let me turn it down because I don't want to hear. But he goes through all these charging stations and shows how they are out of order. They're out of order. They're not working. And this is a common thing in the country. Look at this. You can't even pay. Charging stations out of order. So what do you do? How many times in your life have you gone to a gas station and a gas station's been out of order? I've been to gas stations where they've been out of gas, but out of order? No. And, it's... Every once in a while, there's fads, and this idea of the electric car seems to be more of a fad than anything to me. Like the 3D TVs were a big thing a few years ago, and then the 3D TVs are all out now. And I'm glad to see that the electric cars are going away. And what's killing the electric cars is not conservatives that like me or you that don't like them or talk about. The electric cars are on their way out because of the liberal do-gooder owners of them are giving them a lot of bad word of mouth. The people that actually own the electric cars are not saying good things about them. And, I've seen many people on YouTube that have spent a lot of money on cars, electric cars, and they suck. I was watching a video about a week ago, and it was someone in Canada. They were talking about their battery heater and how they had to heat up the battery before they could start the car because when it's cold and all these things. So the electric cars are going away not because of conservatives, not because of big oil, but because of the liberal Democrat owners of them don't like them, and they tell everyone. And that's a hard thing to do because these cars are expensive. Someone was talking about that pickup truck in the chat room, that the Rivian is $125,000. That's the one. I saw this guy who had one, and he was driving it back to the dealer, And he had to stop so many times to charge, and it was just a disaster. It's just a disaster. So when you have the people that are like true green believers, I mean, the people that buy these cars that are giving them bad word of mouth are global warming cultists, okay? They're people that live and die, climate change, global warming. It's real to them, you know? And when they're in that world of climate change as a reality, global warming is real. And so they're liberal do-gooders, and they're going to buy this electric car. And those people in that climate change cult are telling you they suck, don't buy them, I'll never buy another one. That tells you something, because it's very hard for them to... It's like going against the religion. Now, this thing with Ronna McDaniel, a lot of people are saying, well, why do they have a problem with Ronna McDaniel but not Jen Psaki? And, you know, since they fired Ronna McDaniel over there, I guess she'll fit in over there at Fox. Maybe they'll hire her at Fox with her friends. But Jen Psaki isn't very happy that Eric, welcome as a subscriber to the channel. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, subscribe. You will love this channel. This is the most pro-Donald Trump MAGA place you will find anywhere. And as you can hear, I take live calls anytime I'm live streaming. The toll-free number is pinned to the top of the chat. And the calls are screenless. You can call me anytime I'm live streaming and talk. But a lot of people are saying, well, what are you giving Ronna McDaniel a hard time? You got Jen Psaki there. And Jen Psaki, she doesn't like this. So she addressed this. Oh, hold on.
Last few days about the hiring. You may have seen some news over the last few days about the hiring of former RNC chair Ronna McDaniel as an NBC News contributor. And some, mainly in the right-wing ecosystem, have made the comparison to others who have come from government or politics into the media, including me.
Okay. Now, Jen Psaki, who, of course, is guilty of cultural appropriation, Jen and Psaki, her first and last name are after two types of alcohol, and Psaki is Japanese. So that's more like a stripper name, Jen Psaki. Not but when she was Biden's White House spokesperson, she negotiated her deal with MSNBC, which I've heard people say this week is against the law. I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people say it's against the law. But she did that.
And that is a comparison I felt like I had to address.
Okay, address it, Jen.
I got into public service for the same reason that many people do. To serve the American people. I worked on my first political campaign when I was just 24 years old. When I was 28, I packed my bags, I moved to Chicago to work for Barack Obama.
Ugh.
He wanted to make the country a better place.
Yeah, and now look at where we're at, right? Can someone tell me one thing that Obama did that made this country a better place? Think about it. One thing that he did that made America a better place, Barack Obama. I can't think of anything. I remember those 8 years pretty clearly.
And I wanted to help him. I wanted to work on behalf of the American people, to try to make their lives better. That's why I did campaigns. And a few years later, I would do the same thing for President Biden when I went to work for him in the White House.
You know, this is absolutely so arrogant of her. What she's implying here, and again, none of us like Ronna McDaniel, so do not take any of this as a defense for Romney's niece, okay? She's a jerk. And she was fired by Trump, and he made the right decision. But what Jen Psaki is implying here is that her and Obama and the Democrats want to make the country a better place. What she's implying is that Republicans want to make it a worse place, that Republicans want to wreck the country and all this crap. I mean, that's insane.
I was in the room for tough debates, for difficult decisions, for the messy and at times incredibly grueling process of governing. And that experience is something that I'm extremely proud to bring to this table and to this network. And there are many others who have followed a similar path, who I have a great deal of respect for. But here's the thing. That kind of experience only matters and only has value to viewers, all of you, if it is paired with honesty.
Oh, so, you know, the arrogance of the left, they're so tolerant they can't tolerate it. If you're a Republican, you want to wreck the country and you're dishonest. They're good. And notice what she's wearing. Do you think it's an accident she's wearing white? You know, she wants to look saintly. She wants to look like an angel, so she's wearing white. You know, the last time I saw someone pull this stunt was when Kobe Bryant, when he had all that accusation against him, and he came out with his wife, and had a press conference. Remember that, Kobe Bryant? He and his wife were wearing white, and they had water bottles in front of them without labels so they could look pure and like angels and everything else. She's dressed like this so she can look like she's holy and an angel when she's actually the red devil, like her hair.
And with good faith. Those qualities are especially important right now at a time when our institutions are under attack and when our democracy is in danger.
By you guys.
And our democracy is in danger because of the lies that people like Ronna McDaniel have pushed on this country.
Okay. Our democracy is in danger. You know, Donald Trump just defeated the Republican and Democrat Party establishment and has won the nomination of the Republican Party after he's been put through crap since he came down the escalator that we could spend days just listing. And the American people want him back, and which is obvious. That's why his stock today is skyrocketing. And what are they doing? They're trying to find more schemes to keep him off the ballot. They're trying to find more schemes to stop him from being able to hold office. But it's Republicans, she wants you to believe, are working against democracy. It's them. Ah, boy. You know, when I saw her in the... I can't stand Jen Psaki, full disclosure. But when I saw her in the white and saw what she was trying to pull, I had to share it with you because she's just what she is, you know. Now, I want to share. Well, let me see if I did that earlier. I got to that. Oh yes, I wanted to share this. This is a guy. He was the assistant attorney general for the state of New York, and this is after Trump got the bond reduced by 60% yesterday.
And honestly, this is so infuriating. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I care what the process is.
Okay. Now, the reason I played this on my podcast last night, but the reason I play it again is Jen Psaki in her white clothes is telling us that she supports democracy, the American system, and all this stuff. If you don't do that, you can't be on MSNBC. And Ronna McDaniel's a Republican. They don't support the American system, democracy, et cetera, et cetera. This guy is an MSNBC legal analyst, and he says he doesn't care what the system of justice is. He wants Trump convicted. He wants Trump's property seized. He wants Trump's money seized. He doesn't care how the system works. He doesn't care what the Constitution says or what the laws are. We got to stop this guy. We got to take his money and his property. He says he doesn't care. He's on MSNBC. Oh, he's a liberal. He's allowed.
And honestly, this is so infuriating. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I care what the process is that these judges are arriving at. Whatever it is, it's flawed.
It's flawed. This is what the appellate process is all about. You got a lower judge. They make a bad ruling. This guy, Ian Goron, didn't make a bad ruling. He's just corrupt. He's a crook like Letitia James. And this guy doesn't believe in the American system of justice. So if this guy doesn't believe in the American system of justice, why is he allowed on MSNBC? Jen Psaki said that MSNBC has standards. To be on MSNBC, you have to support democracy. You have to support our system. You have to support the American justice system. Ronna McDaniel's a Republican, doesn't, so we can't have her here. But this guy does?
I can tell you that much. I mean, David put it well. This is a different process for this person. We have decided that he gets his own private court of justice. He has a private plane. He has private clubs that he lives in.
That's right.
Apparently,
he's rich.
He basically fashioned himself his own private militia to try to take over the Capitol.
Oh, give me a break. When did that happen? You know, they have to be honest on it. But when did President Trump put together a private militia? The only person I ever heard who was a president that talked about forming a private militia was Jen Psaki's boss. Notice I didn't say old boss because he's still the boss, Barack Obama. Remember? Barack Obama said we need to have a civilian force equally as well-armed and equally as well-trained as the military. It sounded like Obama was calling for his own private citizen militia then.
Now he's getting his own private system of justice.
Oh, yeah, called the appellate process. And, and you look at this guy, look at it, look at the look on his face. He is so pissed off that his lip is like doing these things. He just can't even keep a good look on his face. He's so pissed off. They were shocked yesterday. And the way I compared this, if you listen to my podcast last night with my wife, Kathy, which you should. My podcast is on all podcast platforms, and I also upload it here to my YouTube channel. But the last time I've seen people this shocked as the liberal media was yesterday with Trump getting the bond reduced by 60% was when the O.J. Simpson not guilty verdict came out, and you could see Kim Kardashian's father, Robert Kardashian, who was O.J.'s best friend and part of his legal dream team, his mouth just dropped. He's like, oh, how did this happen? Yeah, you know. And that was kind of like the reaction we got from the media yesterday. But Trump's a winner. I bought Trump stock. If you bought Trump stock or you plan on buying Trump stock, let me know in the comments. And I'm a proud owner of DJT. You got to love it. I mean, Donald Trump is like the great American success story. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. My name is Brian Craig. You will love this channel. I live stream every day. I'm here in the mornings live on the radio, and I always take live calls when I'm live streaming. This is my home studio, and in the mornings I'm on the radio, but I do streams all the time and vlog and do all kinds of things on this channel as well in different locations all over the place. And if you're MAGA, you will love this channel. And if you're not, you watch long enough, you'll be MAGA too. I'm Brian Craig. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll see you next time.